Students, welcome to our today's subject EVS 2 Lesson 3 Maratha Sardars, the famous house of the Bhonsles. Last lesson we had learned about how the work of saints brought about great awakening in Maharashtra. The saints preached devotion to God. Today's lesson we are going to learn about the brave Maratha Sardars and their achievements. The Maratha Sardars started a tradition of bravery. It was a period of unrest. At that time, Maharashtra was ruled by Adil Shah of Bijapur and Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. They constantly fought with each other and did not take care of their people. They made use of the armies of Maratha Sardars in these wars. The Marathas were both brave and tough. They were also fearless and loyal to their masters. They were very proud of their achievements on the battlefield. The brave Maratha soldier, with a spear in hand and a sword at the side, would ride in his Sardar's cavalry. Cavalry means they fought on horseback. All the Maratha Sardars had their own private armies, means they had their own armies. If such a Sardar went to the Sultan, if such a Sardar went to the Sultan with his army, the Sultan gave him employment, made him a Sardar of his kingdom, and sometimes conferred a Jagir upon him. That means, suppose if any Sardar went to the Sultan gave him a job and made him a Sardar of his kingdom and sometimes even gave them a Jagir. The Sardar who received such a Jagir considered himself a Raja. There were many famous Maratha Sardars at the courts of Ahmednagar and Bijapur. The more famous among them were the Jadavs of Sindhkhed, Nimbalkars of Paltan, Ghorpades of Mudhol, Mores of Javali, and Bhonsles of Verul. The brave Sardars were sworn enemies of each other. They were not united. They used their valor and bravery to serve the interest of others. The Bhonsles of Verul showed great bravery and enterprise. It was about 400 years ago. The temple of Krushneshwar near the Verul caves were falling into pieces. The walls had developed cracks. The priest deserted the temple. That means this Krushneshwar temple's condition was very bad. The walls had cracks, it was falling onto pieces, and the priest also left the temple and went away. All the devotees who came there mourned over the sorry state of the temple, but no one thought of repairing it. Many devotees used to come and go, the temple, and they used to all say, wow, what condition is this temple? What a very bad condition of this temple is. But nobody thought to repair it. Maloji Raje, a great devotee of Shiva, visited the temple regularly. He would put flowers and bale on the lingam and express his innermost thoughts to the god. He carried out extensive repairs to the temple and restored it to its original condition. He also made arrangements for the proper maintenance of the temple. The temple restored the lost grandeur. Grandeur means it regained its importance. Babaji Raje Bhonsle had the rights of a patil in the Verul village. He had two sons, Maloji and Vitoji. Maloji was the eldest son and Vitoji was the youngest son. Both were brave and enterprising. Enterprising means who made plans to achieve success in war. They had many armed Maratha troops. Mughal emperor from Delhi attacked the kingdom of Nizam Shah. Daulatabad was the capital of Nizam Shah. Malik Ambar was the wazir means chief minister, of Nizam Shah. He was an able and a wise man. He noticed these two brothers, Maloji and Vithoji, were brave, so he recommended them to Nizam Shah. So, Nizam Shah conferred on Maloji Raje the Jagir of Pune and Supe Parganas. So the Bhonsles became very rich and powerful. Maloji Raje married Uma Bai, who came from the house of the Nimbalkars of Paltan. They had two sons, Shahaji and Sharifji. Maloji was killed in a battle at Indapur. When he died, Shahaji was only 5 years old. So Vithoji looked after the children and Jagir. When Shahaji grew up, he married Jijabai, the daughter of Lakhoji Rao Jadhav. Lakhoji Rao Jadhav was a brave and valiant Sardar in the court of Nizam Shah. Shahaji Raje's and Jijabai's wedding was celebrated with great pomp. Jijabai became the fortune of the Bhonsle family. Then Nizam Shah transferred to Shahaji Raje the Jagir he had conferred on Maloji Raje. Shahaji Raje was a brave and capable man and had a great respect at the court of Nizam Shah. The Mughal emperor decided to conquer the kingdom of Nizam Shah. So he made friends with Adil Shah of Bijapur. Malik Ambar and Shahaji Raje fought bravely for Nizam Shah at Batawadi near Ahmednagar. Sharifji was killed in the battle. Malik Ambar grew jealous of Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje left Nizam Shah and joined the court of Adil Shah. Adil Shah honored Shahaji with the title of Sar Lashkar. Sar Lashkar means chief of the army. After some days, Wazir Malik Ambar died and his son Fateh Khan became the Wazir of Nizam Shah. This was a period of decline for Nizam Shah. Due to threat of Mughal aggression, Nizam Shah's mother appealed to Shahaji Raje to return to Nizam Shahi and save it. Therefore, Shahaji Raje left Adil Shahi and returned to Nizam Shahi. Okay students, one last revision what we learned today. This is the family tree of the Bhonsle family. The Bhonsles of Verul showed a great bravery and enterprise. Now Babaji Raje Bhonsle, he was the head of the Bhonsles. He had the rights of a patil in the Verul village. Babaji Raje Bhonsle had two sons, Maloji and Vithoji. Maloji was the eldest and Vithoji was the youngest. Maloji was a patil of Verul and a great devotee of Shiva and restored the temple of Grushneshwar to its original condition. He married Uma Bai, who came from the house of the Nimbalkars of Paltan. Maloji and Uma Bai had two sons, Shahaji and Sharifji. Maloji died in a battle at Indapur. Then Vithoji looked after the children and Jagir. Then Shahaji married Jijabai, the daughter of Lakhoji Rao Jadhav. Shahaji and Jijabai's son was our great Maratha warrior Shivaji Maharaj. So now students, I hope all of you all have understood this lesson. Thank you.